with today's video. I actually haven't done a monthly favourites in, I believe, 2 months. I don't think I done one for August, and I definitely didn't do one for July. So since it's the end of September, I thought I would share with you today the products I've been loving throughout the month of September. Also, I did get my hair dyed this morning. I had actually booked to get my whole hair dyed, like one solid colour all over. I got in there and I was like, oh my god, I really don't want it too dark. Is there any way we can go darker without going a solid colour? Because the weather's still been really lovely in London, and I feel like I'm not quite ready to let go of having fairly light hair. So we went fairly dark on top, and then my ends are still quite blonde. We went a little bit darker on the ends as well, and a little bit warmer all over. So I'd love to know what you think in the comments, but I personally am really happy with it. So I'm going to start this video off with my favourite makeup products. Probably one of the products I've been getting the most questions about recently is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It actually isn't what I've got on today. Today I have on L'Oreal True Match, which is one of my all-time favourite foundations, but I would say this is probably up there as well. It's a medium to heavy coverage, but I don't think it looks too heavy on the skin. It is oil free, which is great for anyone with oily skin. I don't have oily skin, I've got fairly dry skin, but I still find that this works really well. I do typically put on quite a heavy moisturiser underneath, so if you have this foundation and you've got dry skin and you don't find it's working for you, then that might be worth a try. But if you're looking for a good foundation to try, then this is a really good one. I don't think it's overly expensive, not overly cheap either. I think particularly for the autumn and winter, my skin typically gets a little bit redder around this time of year, so I think this is a really nice one to use. Another autumnal product, and I've actually used this before in a video about a year ago now, and it's the Maybelline Big Eyes by Eye Studio, and this is in the colour Luminous Brown. I just think this is the perfect autumn colour, and I've been using it loads. This is what I've got on today. I think it's a really wearable quad, but I like the orange. I think it makes it a little bit different to most of the other quads that I have, and it's super inexpensive. I suspect it's about £6–7, so not a lot of money at all. You get 4 colours, good quality I'd say as well. They blend beautifully, pigmented, really creamy, so I'm actually tempted to check out a few more of the Maybelline quads. Something that I've had for a while and I hadn't even opened is the Clinique Pretty Easy Liquid Eyelining Pen. I don't know why I wasn't overly excited to try this. I think because I've never really heard anyone talk about it, but it's such a good liner. I couldn't find any liner apart from this liner in brown in my entire collection a few weeks ago, and I used that and I really liked it. And I don't typically like brown liner, and I'd never tried the Clinique liners either, but I really like it. It's got somewhat of a flimsy brush tip, but I think it's really nice to kind of draw that V in. If you're going for a bit of a cat flick, like I tend to do, I think that really helps. I draw the flick first with this, and I think this really helps draw it, and then I pencil that in. Admittedly, this eye isn't great today, but we're going to look past that, and I've been really enjoying this liner. Super black. And it hasn't dried out so far either, which makes me very happy. The rest of the items I have are a little bit miscellaneous, but I'm going to start with the S Factor TG Papaya Leave-In Moisture Spray. I'm not sure if I've spoken about this or not, but it smells incredible. I think it's probably a papaya, very fruity scent, which I really like. I love leave-in conditioners, and this one is a really great one. It doesn't weigh down my hair or make it greasy, anything like that. I put this through the ends and the top of my hair, and I just find it leaves my hair really nice and hydrated, but without being greasy. And plus, after I use this, I can actually get a hairbrush through my hair, which is very rare in my case because I have quite knotty hair, so I really love this. I found a new cream, and it's the Monu, I believe that's how you pronounce this brand, but I'm not sure. The Monu Extra Rich Night Cream. I really like this brand. I don't think it's one that I hear lots of people talk about, but the products I have tried from them I have loved. This is just a really hydrating cream. Like I said, I have dry skin, so this is perfect for me, and I have been loving it. I don't typically love these sort of pumps, but the cream itself is just what I like. Not overly scented, if scented at all, and I just find it's great for my skin type, and I would really recommend it if you have dehydrated or dry skin and are looking for something to combat that, particularly now we're going into autumn and winter. I'm potentially the worst person at describing perfume, so I'm not going to talk too much about this one, but I have been really liking the Jimmy Choo illicit perfume. It's quite a floral but still very sexy fragrance in my opinion, and a really nice one if you're looking for something new, especially for the evening time. A recent rediscovery is Seche Vite Dry Fast Top Coat. I know everyone knows about this, but I've kind of forgotten or kind of told myself it wasn't as good as I remembered, but boy was I wrong. I love this stuff. It's super duper shiny. It kind of leaves like a thick gloss on the nail, something similar to any gel or shellac polish you would use. So good, especially over like a dark autumnal colour, and I've just been really enjoying this. It makes my nail polishes last about a week, and typically my nail polishes only last about 4 days, so it does really extend the wear of my nail polishes as well. But really I just love that high shine, and obviously the fact that my nail polish dries really quickly helps as well, because I'm not very patient and I usually smear my nail polish, and this means I actually get a nice looking mani at home, which is a little bit rare. Last but not least is my little Gillette razor. I'm actually not too sure what this one is called, but I will leave it below. This is something I've seen kind of going around, and I thought it was a bit gimmicky and did I really need a mini razor? But actually I think it's a really good one. Not only do I think it gives a really good shave, which is obviously very important, but I love the little case because it means that I can keep it in my bathroom in this, and it's kind of not on the side of the bath or anything like that, which I think is not really that hygienic. I think travelling with it is excellent because it's got its own case, and it's just a really good razor, but really practical at the same time. So if you thought this was a bit gimmicky, I actually think they're really good, and it's not just a gimmick, so I would really recommend checking these out. And that's the end of my September favourites. Looking forward to October, although we are scarily close to Christmas, and I am starting to think about Christmas posts already. Hopefully I'll get some Halloween videos up as well, because I love Halloween and I particularly love Halloween makeup, so I hope you guys will enjoy that in a few weeks time. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.